Bristol Bulldog. The Bristol Bulldog is a British Royal Air Force single-seat biplane fighter designed during the 1920s by the Bristol Aeroplane Company. More than 400 Bulldogs were produced for the RAF and overseas customers, and it was one of the most famous aircraft used by the RAF during the interwar period. Background: the design of the Bulldog was the outcome of a series of design studies for fighters undertaken by Frank Barnwell during the 1920s. In 1924, Barnwell had started work on a fighter powered by the Rolls-Royce Falcon to meet the requirements of Specification F-17/24. The project was shelved since Bristol preferred to use its own engine designs, but was revived in 1926 when Barnwell started work on a design designated the Bristol 102 to meet either F-9/26 for a day and night fighter or N-21/26 for a shipborne fighter. The Type 105 designation was first applied to a subsequent proposal for another aircraft to meet F-9/26 powered by the Mercury engine then under development at Bristol. These proposals looked promising enough for a pair of mock-ups to be constructed for inspection by the Air Ministry in February 1927. The two aircraft were similar in design, the Interceptor to specification F-17/24 design being slightly smaller and lighter and not equipped with radio. As a result, Bristol was asked to revise the design so that it met a later Interceptor specification, F-20/27. Subsequently, a prototype aircraft, now designated the Type 107 Bullpup, was ordered for evaluation, but the other design did not gain official backing. Nevertheless, Bristol considered it promising enough to build a prototype to be entered for the F-9/26 trials as a private venture, powered by a Bristol Jupiter because the supply of Mercuries was expected to be limited. Design and development. The Type 105 was an unequal-span single-bay biplane powered by a supercharged Bristol Jupiter Roman 7 air-cooled radial engine driving a two-bladed propeller. The structure was all metal with a fabric covering, using members built up from rolled high-tensile steel strips riveted together. In order to ensure the maximum field of view, there was a large semicircular cut-out in the trailing edge of the upper wing, and the inboard section of the lower was of reduced chord. Fry's ailerons were fitted to the top wing only. It was armed with a pair of 0.303 in 7.7 mm Vickers machine guns, mounted one either side of the cockpit. The prototype Bulldog first flew on 17 May 1927. Initial testing was entirely satisfactory, and it was delivered to RAF Martlesham Heath in June. After consideration of all the types entered to meet the specification, the Bulldog and the Hawker-Hawfinch were selected for more detailed evaluation. The maneuverability and strength of the Bulldog were praised by the RAF. It had poor spin recovery characteristics, which were remedied by fitting an enlarged fin and rudder, but this led to difficulties in taxiing in a crosswind. A second prototype, with a lengthened rear fuselage, was ordered for further evaluation in comparison with the Hawfinch. In this form, the Type 105 or Bulldog Mk. Roman II, it was first flown by Cyril Ewins on 21 January 1928 and shortly afterwards delivered to Martlesham Heath. Performance was so close to that of the Hawfinch that a decision was deferred until the aircraft had been evaluated by service pilots. The eventual choice of the Bulldog was made largely because it was easier to maintain. An initial contract for 25 aircraft was placed. Bristol accordingly laid down 26 airframes, the extra one being intended as a company demonstration aircraft. The first of these were delivered on 8 May 1929, and deliveries were complete by 10 October. Later production aircraft were of a refined version, the Mk. IA, with revised wing spars and a stronger fuselage, powered by the uprated Jupiter Roman 7F. One production aircraft was modified for use as an advanced trainer. After evaluation by the Central Flying School at UPAV, this was ordered by the RAF, the production aircraft differing from the prototype in having slightly swept wing Operational history. The Bulldog never saw combat with the RAF, although during the Abyssinia crisis of 1935–36, Bristol Bulldogs were sent to the Sudan to reinforce Middle East Command. Douglas Bader, better known for his Second World War actions, lost both of his legs when his Bristol Bulldog crashed while he was performing unauthorized aerobatics at Woodley Airfield near Reading. The Bulldog was withdrawn from RAF Fighter Command in July 1937, being primarily replaced by the Gloucester Gauntlet. The Bulldog's RAF career was not over, though, for the type continued to serve for a few years with service flying training schools. The Bulldog was exported to foreign air forces, seeing service with Australia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Japan, Latvia, Siam, and Sweden. In 1936, Latvia, intent on replacing its Bulldogs with more modern aircraft, sold 11 Bulldogs to Basque nationalist forces. These became part of the Spanish Republican Air Force in the Spanish Civil War, remaining in use until the Battle of Santander. 10 Bulldogs saw combat as part of the Finnish Air Force during the Winter War against the Soviet Union, which began in 1939. The Bulldogs fought against their Soviet opponent, gaining 2 kills by 2 pilots for the loss of one of their own, the types shot down being 1 Polikarpov Imenis-16s and 1 Tupolev SB, both of which were superior in terms of technology compared to the Bulldog. The first aerial victory of the Finnish Air Force was achieved by a Bulldog piloted by SSGT Toivo A2 on 1 December 1939 over an Imenis-16. The Bulldogs were used in advanced training during the subsequent continuation war against the Soviet Union. Variants. Bulldog Mk. IA. Single-seat day and night fighter prototype, 2 built. High-altitude Bulldog. Modification of first prototype with enlarged wings intended for an attempt on the world altitude record. Bulldog Mk. Roman 2. Second prototype and initial production version. Powered by a 440 HP 330 kW Bristol Jupiter Roman 7 radial piston engine. 92 built by Bristol. Bulldog Mk. IA. Powered by a 490 HP 370 kW Bristol Jupiter VF radial piston engine and revised detailed design, 268 built by Bristol. Bulldog Mk. IA. Development powered by a Bristol Mercury Roman 4 enclosed within a Townend ring with a revised wings and stronger fuselage. Only 2 built, one of which was converted to become the prototype Mk. Roman 4. Bulldog Mk. IVA. Development of the Mk. Roman 3 to meet specification F. 7/30 for a 4-gun day and night fighter. Not ordered by the RAF but 17 sold to Finland, armed with 2 7.7 mm Vickers guns, 18 built by Bristol. Bulldog TM Type 124, 2-seat training version, 59 built. JSSF Japanese, single-seat fighter, 2 aircraft license built by Nakajima Aircraft Works, Japan. Operators. Australia Royal Australian Air Force. No. 1 Squadron RAF Bulldog Mk. IA. No. 2 Squadron RAF Bulldog Mk. IAA Denmark Royal Danish Air Force Estonia Estonian Air Force Finland Finnish Air Force Bulldog Mk. IVA Japan Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service Latvia Latvian Air Force Siam Now Thailand Royal Siamese Air Force 2 bought for comparison purposes Spanish Republic Spanish Republican Air Force Sweden Royal Swedish. IAA donated to Finland 1939 United Kingdom Royal Air Force. United States Navy. The U.S. Navy purchased 2 aircraft between 1929–1930. The aircraft were used for test and trials. During trial on 25 November 1929, one crashed near Bolling Field, killing its pilot, Lieutenant George T. Cudahy. Surviving aircraft. Finland Iuminis 59 Bulldog IVA on static display at the Hallinportti Aviation Museum in Kuorvesi, Jämsä. United Kingdom Giab Bulldog IA on static display at the Royal Air Force Museum, London in London. This aircraft was the civilian demonstrator and is painted as K-2227. It was severely damaged in a crash in 1964 at the Farnborough Air Show and repaired in the late 1990s. Specifications: Bulldog IA. Data from Bristol Aircrafts since 1910. General characteristics: Crew 1, Crew 1, Crew 1, 1, 1, Crew 1. Length 25 ft2 in 7.67 m. Wingspan 33 ft10 in 10.31 m. 1 m, 1 m. 1 m 1 m 1 m 1 m 1 m 1 m 1 m 1 m 1 m 31 m 1 m 1 m 1 m 1 m 1 m. Height 8 ft9 in 2.67 mm. Wing area 307 sqft 28.5 m2. Airfoil Bristol 1A both wings. Both wings. Barnes and Luff books incorrect. May have been referencing the Bristol pup. Empty weight 2205 lb 1000 kg. Max takeoff weight 3490 lb 1583 kg. Power plant 1X Bristol Jupiter VF 9-cylinder air-cooled radial piston engine 490 HP 370 kW. Propellers 2-bladed wooden fixed pitch propeller. Performance: maximum speed 178 mph 286 km/h 155 kN. Service ceiling 29,000 300 ft 8,900 m. Armament: guns 2x 0.303 in 7.7 mm Vickers machine guns. Bombs 4x 20 lb 9 kg bombs.